All right. We're in lesson 2 now. Can you believe it? Pretty exciting stuff. Mike P. We're going big time today. We're with Steve working the camera. He's always here. He's always with us. Right, Steve? All right. So we're going to talk about styles today. I just played every style there ever was right there. But not at all. There's so many. It's like a bottomless pit, and they're just making up new ones every day that are the same as ones that already exist. It's crazy. But anyway, check out Spotify. It's just like they're really trying to stand out, some of these guys, putting up new genres that are just the same genres, but they named it something else. So maybe it's easier to find. I don't know. We're just fighting algorithms now, so look for that, Anyway, we're checking out styles. What I just played, it's a little bit of a samba, little like mambo-y thing or whatever. So I'm just exploring some of that like Brazilian type grooves, right? So I chose that because I've been in a Brazilian band for like 16 years or something. It's a big long haul we've had. So but it's kind of what I want to get into is expanding our horizons, right? So we probably all, most of us grew up playing rock, listening to rock, just rocking out, right? Just rocking. So what's really good is to check other things out. It makes us better people, makes us better drummers, that's for sure. And yeah, we just want to, try to go beyond what we're comfortable with, and from there, let's get into it. First things first. Why do we need to learn other styles? What's the point, Mike P? Why do we need that? Well, let's just start with thinking outside the box, right? With rock, we have a very, very specific ostinato. Now, what I'm going to talk about right now is very boiled down. So, don't read too much into this, but the foundation, right? Very, very fundamental thing for like rock, hopefully we can all agree, is like some sort of variation or just straight up eighth notes on the hi-hat, right? And we got 2 and 4 on the snare. Right? That's it. And again, it's very boiled down. I'm oversimplifying, but that's the idea. And from that, right, from that ostinato, we're going to put different bass drum patterns. Maybe we'll put snare drums in different places, right? But that's fundamentally what it's kind of based off of, right? Right? You can check out lesson 1 for more of that stuff. But anyway, now we're going to talk about other styles. And so the reason we want to check out the ostinato, right, of that situation like rock is because in other styles, that's obviously there's a very different ostinato. And again, this is oversimplified, okay? So what I'm going to talk about first, since I play a lot of it, is bossa nova, right? And so that is very much like hi-hat and bass drum are the ostinato, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, right? It's just that forever. Again, oversimplifying. But from there, what we're going to interject is what our left hand can do, right? Just like rock was this stuff up here, bass drum, what can that do? Now we're doing hi-hat and bass drum, and then what can the snare drum do? I'm going to play cross stick, which is, you can either use this part, regular hold, or big bottom. Kind of, you do whatever. I mean, the butt of the stick gets a good sound, but it's very, very hard to tell the difference if you're hitting it well enough on either side. So Don't worry about it. Anyway, so this one, right? Traditionally, you hear like maybe a clave, which you can look up what a clave. I'm not going to get into the details of a clave, but you go, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And again, there's other claves you can play. That's just one of them. So do your research, right? Check out other claves. But my main point that I want to tackle today is getting fluent in our rhythms in this context, right? So yeah, there's going to be specific patterns that we would play for whatever kind of song, right? But as drummers, we want to be able to play whatever's thrown at us, right? So let's get fancy with it. So this is very similar in concept to the previous lesson 1. If you are planning on going big time, you should probably check that one out. But so what we're gonna do is play that ostinato, hi-hat, bass drum, and then we're gonna add just the downbeats, okay? In our left hand. Here we go. 1, 3, 4, and 1 and 2. So 1. Okay, that's easy, right? No biggie on that one. So let's put some ands. Let's and it up. One and. Just as easy. Do this all with a metronome. I got a big old side salad right here. Ready for this? Go get a real drum teacher. Not on Zoom, not on the internet. Go in person to a music store, whatever. Find a real teacher, flesh and blood, that you can study with. Someone that hopefully you click with, somebody who's very well experienced, right? With like played a lot of gigs in their day, played a lot of styles, like what we're covering today. And just has a lot of experience. That's the main thing, right? Because you shouldn't be relying on internet to make you better at drums or to work on stuff, okay? Because you could be playing all this stuff and you have the most like up technique where you're holding the stick like who knows? I don't know. It's none of my business, but you should get a teacher and make it their business to get you corrected, right? We want good technique and we want to be able to play things correctly and have somebody go like, no, you're biffing hard, dude. You need to fix it. So get a teacher. Don't rely on these online lesson courses or whatever bullshit. It's not enough. Get a real teacher in person. Wherever you live, just go find one, and that's how you're going to get better, like lightning speed compared to doing it yourself. That's my side salad, whatever dressing you want. We're going to talk about another little one, right? Just to expand real quick again, very boiled down, but like jazz, right? Jazz is like the very fundamental part of it is, and feel free to disagree with me, whatever, but we got 2 and 4 on the snare, which is where the rock snare drum comes from, right? And then we got the ride cymbal swinging, right? And so we're going to go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, right? With the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And we can do the same stuff, right? So we can add all the downbeats and then all the upbeats. What about the bass drum now? Because we got 2 limbs free, right? We got middle triplets too, but that's a whole other thing. But we'll go through them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, 4 ta ta. And you can get creative with that, right? This is all about like learning those fundamental coordination skills and then mixing and matching and trying out different combinations of that stuff, because that's what's really going to make you way stronger and way more like confident in your beat, right? In your groove. Even if you don't use that, you're still going to be like way stronger and have a way better like understanding of those rhythms and those subdivisions and all that stuff. So get into it. That's if you want to go big time. So kind of going backwards now, right? We're checking out our samba. Let's check out the samba. So samba, of course, is very related to the bossa nova. Some people just call it a faster version of bossa nova. I'm sure there's plenty of argument against that either way. I don't know. I don't care right now, right? We're just learning the fundamental stuff, right? Very bare bones basic. So samba, I just, the way I think about it is it's like more 16th note based rather than 8th note based. So we have a different pattern in the right hand, right? Where instead of just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to play like a broken 16th note pattern. I tend to play 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, right? Then I got the bass drums on the number and the if we're in 16th notes. Sometimes, you know, a lot of Latin music can be counted in cut time, which is 1 and a 2 and a over and over. It's easier to read when you're moving that quick. So, but if you don't know what cut time is, go investigate, get a teacher, right? Can't get all your information from the internet. Get it from a master, right? I mean, we're all masters, right? I mean, come on. But you know what I mean? You got to do it in person. You want that in-depth detail. So check that out. I just don't want to waste all your time. Come on. All right. So we're doing basics, right? 16th note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're doing hi-hat, 2 and 4. Sounds a little like jazz, but straight, right? Here's the bass drum. And there's just so much you can do with that. It's very rad. So, you know, actually, hopefully, maybe I'll figure out how to do a link to one of my shorts where I just go through every single one of those things, where it's even the triplets, right? So pretty rad stuff. Get into it. Go for it. Yeah, just, you know, explore that stuff. Little tangent thing about styles is there's like a lot of weird attitudes. I mean, maybe it was from my younger days. I ran into more of these people. Steve, you remember where this is going? Yeah, exactly. Okay. So there's like with certain styles, I've noticed some more than others. There's quite a level of snobbery going down, which I think is really stupid. You know, we're all kind of snobs in our own way, but when it comes to like trying to disregard another style of music because you think the one that you invested in is the best, it's probably because you're intimidated by other styles. So it's kind of embarrassing. So like when I was younger, I had 2 friends. One was like hardcore metalhead. The other was hardcore jazz guy. And they got into some kind of stupid argument, and the jazz guy was like, well, yeah, name one song that Coltrane or whoever the hell like he mentioned was, and then the other guy was like, name one song from Megadeth or whatever that band was. And it was just like, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, shut up. You guys, you should walk hand in hand and explore each other's styles. Like there's a lot to learn from both styles. So check it out, you dummies, right? I just think it's a really stupid argument. And I think if you're anti some style, it's because you're afraid of it, because it's too much for you. Don't be scared. Like, check it out, listen to it, try to play some of that stuff. You know why it's tough and scary? It's because it takes work to get good at it. So don't be a. That's how you go big time. All right. Another subject I want to talk about is probably affects more than just us musicians, right? Is imposter syndrome. We all have experienced it, whether we want to admit it or not. And it can happen quite a bit in the music world, right? So, like, I felt it when we were starting this band, the Brazilian music group that I'm in. And it was, because I feel like we're playing another culture's music, right? And we didn't grow up with it. We didn't like live it, we just in our careers as we were learning our instruments, we just fell in love with the music, right? And we listened to it a bunch. We learned all the idiosyncrasies of it and all these, very specific details of what makes the music this music. And, and we got better at it too, as we progressed. And, we have a pretty big following now. Like our YouTube has 220,000 subscribers. Like it's crazy how many people like appreciate us, which is like so humbling and awesome. But we were, we've always kind of felt like, oh, but are we doing it right? Are we, doing it justice or whatever? And, but a lot of those people who are our fans are Brazilians who know the music really well. And they totally have given us their blessing. Like it's crazy how much they appreciate it. And it's really validating. But it's also it makes sense because we put in the work to get there and to present it, in a way that is authentic and we're honoring it, And so my point is, it's one good thing to think about. If you ever feel like, you're working hard on something, on some style, and, you love it, but you feel uncomfortable, like you may be experiencing imposter syndrome, my recommendation is just watch any congressional hearing within the last 20 years. You're going to be like, whoa, if this person is in Congress, like helping run this country, I can play a bossa nova. These are the most unqualified bozos of all time. When I was younger, I remember hearing there was a congressperson who literally believed the devil was a person, like a real limit, like what they paid rent for their 1-bedroom apartment and leased a Honda Civic. And what, were they gluten-free? What? This is the devil? Are you serious? How is this guy in office? This is insane. We all can't agree on that. No, man, and you're going to make decisions for other people. Holy smokes, you're an insane person. Anyway, I'm going to digress, Steve. Yeah, let's go into some digression. Okay, so what's happening now is the thing is you're putting your all your passion into this style that you're investing in, right? You're listening to it, you're studying the crap out of it. You got your teacher who has experience in it, really guiding you. And, you're putting in the work. So, try to let go of that because there are people far worse in very powerful positions that should not be there. And if you're doing something and you're doing it right and you're committing to it, then don't feel that way. Don't just go watch a hearing and listen to some of these bozos like the that comes out of their mouth. It'll blow your mind. So anyway, yeah, let's do that. Let's feel better about what we're doing because we're putting in the work. We're doing our due diligence. Do your diligence. That's how you go big time.